Norsca is definitely one of my favourite Total War Warhammer factions, and the only Chaos-aligned faction that I'm really into. I love a nice aggressive rush faction with strong infantry. They've got some of my favourite units in the game in Berserkers and Skinwolves, so Norsca has always had a special place in my beard. And every time a DLC cycle comes around, a new DLC comes out, I'm always hopeful that something will arrive for Norsca. Maybe not a full-on half a DLC for them, they're not the faction that needs it most, that's maybe Vampire Counts or Dwarfs, but maybe just a Regiment of Renown or a legendary hero. But alas, with the Shadows of Change DLC just around the corner, still no sign of anything for Norsca. And it's a little bit more annoying because Tzeentch is getting 2 legendary heroes with this DLC. They're getting the DLC one, which is the Blue Scribes, and then the free LC, which is Eckhult Hellbrass. And you know the last time Norsca got a new unit to the roster? Me neither. That's right, it's been that long. I'm pretty sure the last time was when they were released. Literally, because their Regiments of Renown came with it. That was August 2017, 6 years ago to this month. Nothing new for Norsca in that time. Now you could make the argument that, well, Norsca's roster is actually pretty decent for what it is, and it's held up pretty well. It's a good roster with lots of variety of different units that covers a lot of the bases, anti-infantry, anti-large, anti-air. But of all the 24 factions in this game, Norsca is the only one with a below average amount of lords, only 3 since release. Most factions have 5 or more. Same thing with heroes, Norsca only has 3, most factions have 5 or more. And all of the other Warhammer 1 races are fleshed out. Bretonnia, Greenskins, Dwarfs, Empire, Vampire Counts, they've all got these higher numbers of lords and heroes. Wood Elves as well. So why has Norsca been so left behind? Not even a simple legendary hero, or even maybe a new generic lord. And it's not as if they don't have any material to pull from. Here's a bunch of cool sounding lords that I'm just going to read off from the wiki. Volgar the Butcher, he went to Khemri to raid some Tomb King's tombs with his tribe. That would be a cool campaign, right? Something different from the icy mountains of Norsca. Or Garm Rodvitner, he went to Karak Kudrin to fight some dwarfs. He had a fight with Gotrek, I think. That could be cool. Or maybe Losterikson, the first Norscan boy to go to Lustria, a completely different climate than you're typically used to as Norsca. And then there's just some of the stuff from the really old army books, or maybe some of this is unofficial, I'm not entirely sure, but the King of the Frost Giants. How about a Frost Giant Lord? Or maybe Yora and Bjorn. This sounds like a cool duo lord, a Shield Maiden and a shape-shifting Werebear. And then there's all the possibilities for new units like Huskarls, heavy elite infantry capable of shield walls, that would be cool. Shield Maidens, maybe they could be a faster infantry for Norsca, sturdy but speedy. Or maybe some monstrous infantry in half giants, which in theory should be literally half the size of a giant, big monstrous infantry. Or maybe a single entity flying unit in Valkyries, or maybe they could be a hero. Lots of interesting stuff and material to pull from, so there could definitely be some really cool stuff added to Norsca. And there might be some hope for this going by the roadmap that we had a few months ago. The Shadows of Change stuff we've got going on now. Then at the end of the year we're getting the Thrones of Decay stuff, so that's Nurgle, Empire and Dwarfs being sorted out. It does say free legendary hero, so you never know Norsca, but probably not. I imagine though if Norsca is going to get any kind of love in any point of this roadmap, it's going to be in this final one, which is still to be revealed. It's obviously going to be Slaanesh as the first faction, and then I'm going to guess 2 more legacy races, which I would say Vampire Counts and Norsca would be my guesses. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Even if we get just a couple more lords and heroes, I'd be happy with that for a while. The army roster, like I said, it's pretty good already. It would be nice to have some more cool units to play with though. The campaign could use a bit of a rework, could do something more exciting with it. The monster hunts is cool, but they're doing so many interesting things with campaign mechanics now. I'm sure they could come up with something a little more exciting for Norsca. And the Norsca campaign has got better in Warhammer 3 and Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires. It was pretty bad, people complained about it a lot. So they fixed it up a bit for Warhammer 3, but now it's kind of gone too far the other way. It's kind of too easy because you make so much money from ports. So yeah, it would be nice if the Norsca campaign's got more of a proper overhaul. And who knows if this is CA's choice to not really give Norsca any love, or maybe it's Games Workshop, who knows? But here's to Norsca having a bright future one day. One day.